Tribal ministers and MLAs from non-Maiti communities have decided to stay away from the Manipur Assembly session that will commence from 21st of August. 7 MLAs are from the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party. The MLAs have cited security reasons for their non-attendance. Hill MLAs also sent a petition to the Prime Minister. Narendra Modi is seeking creation of the post of the Chief Secretary and Director General of Police for the 5 hill districts of Churachandpur, Kangpokpi, Chandel, Tengnopal and Farzau. But let me come to the point. If MLAs don't repose faith in public security, then how will normal people of the state? They could have set an example by attending the assembly. But if they are not, how do they expect thousands of cookies, thousands of people from other communities to come to the valley and cementing already existing differences? British, tell me, is it possible? And to say, I can understand, there are issues. I can understand that, the cookies and other people feel that there's a problem in terms of movement. But if MLAs say that they are not safe, then will common people come?
No, they will not. And Karthikeya, if MLAs are saying that they have security reasons, let's not forget the famous incident, the infamous incident which happened at the start of the violence when the advisor to Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh, he is an MLA and advisor to the Chief Minister, was beaten so brutally that he had to be airlifted to Delhi, where he was like within an inch of dying. He was beaten that badly, and there's a legit security concerns as far as whether you are an MLA or an ordinary citizen. So I think this other than this decision reflecting poorly on the entire paraphernalia, it's also a bad reflection on the kind of security that is there. And I think if this is the main concern, then the state government must assuage their fears and must provide a highest possible security to ensure that nothing happens to them and they get to attend the assembly session, which is very, very crucial.
And another important thing that has happened is that 3 people have died in Ukhrul. Violence has taken place in Ukhrul. 3 people have died. An incident of hacking has taken place. And what is even more worrisome is that the gunfight took place. And it has been reported that it was heard all over the area. Now, if you have the gunfights being reported from all over the area, then there is no way you can say that the normalcy has come. And these 3 people have been killed when a lot of people are saying that, Manipur is close to achieving a no incident.
See, this is very troublesome. This is very worrisome, Karthikeya, because the fact is that there is a lack of any kind of violence for 4-5 days, and it lulls you into believe that nothing is going to happen, and then immediately something of this sort happens where 2 or 3 people die. I think it's like a periodic reminder of how grim the situation is there in the state of Manipur. It is very unfortunate when you are actually thinking that situation has come to a level where we won't see more death. Not like fighting and all, but we won't see more death. And then again 3 people have died. So I think
I don't want to get into the details because it has been filed by the PTI. It's just not gunshot thing. It's hacking. It's like you kill a person, then you disrespect the body. Those sort of things have been reported. I don't want to get into the detail because today I really wanted to do, if MLAs don't attend the assembly session, why will normal people come back? And apart from the memorandum or to create the position of DGP or Chief Secretary, those are administrative issues. A very warm welcome to all of you. Geeta Ranji, I'll come to you straight away. Shouldn't the MLAs from the hill areas come to Imphal, at least participate in the assembly session which is going to commence from next week? If the lawmakers don't come, then why will common people come? If common people will not come, then I don't think the problem will get resolved, because ultimately you can't have a ghettoization of the entire state now.
Yes, Kartikeya, ideally they should come. But on May 12th, they issued a declaration saying that all 10 MLAs, they issued declaration saying that they want separate administration. So right now, they have made the excuse of security reasons. But I believe the main reason would be if they come to the assembly now, that would be like refuting the earlier claim they have made for separate administration. That would be accepting the legality of the assembly for them. So right now they are trying to stay away from the assembly, not accepting the legality of the assembly. So their coming and attending the sessions is a little, far-fetched for now, because that clashes with their demand for separate administration. Security reasons, I believe, it's just an excuse, because providing security for these 10 MLAs is not a difficult task. If they are ready to attend, I'm sure the government, the central forces, and even the people in Manipur Valley, the CSOs, they will guarantee their safety. There is no issue.
I think that's an important point, Dr. Gute. It's not about safety, it's about the legality. I think that's the point. Geeta Ranji, correct? That's the real point, that they don't want to participate because, then it would become okay. Dr. Gute?
Kartike, I would like to put this way. When the parliamentarians are also not allowed to speak in the parliament, in spite of, despite no violence here in the parliament or any kind of security issue, and when they are not allowed to speak, and they are told not to speak or not even asked to raise the issue of concern, which is in Manipur. We have 2 member of parliaments from Manipur, inner and outer. So what is the assurance that these 10 MLAs from the tribal region, from the Hill district, will be given an assurance to voice their concern, right? It's not about legality, or it's not about the duty of the legislatures. It is about what kind of assurance and what kind of atmosphere that you have created, that you gain the confidence of the legislature.
They could have raised the issue on record about things which they have been talking about, TV channels, about the killings of the partition, but there is no debate. But one thing on which I am going to get the Professor Prasannajeet is, sir, ये तो बड़ी strange situation है. Now in Ukhrul, the Nagas are saying that there cannot be a permanent structure. I am surprised at these diktats. You have refugees all over the place, and you have the diktat from an organization saying you can't have a permanent structure. And again, since I know you understand Africa very well, what is this with the brutalization of the body, the fresh violence which has taken place? Apart from that, the reason why I'm not talking about is we are bound by guidelines, but after the killing, the brutalization which is taking place is extremely shocking, Professor.
Obviously. First, you see, the point is that the logic of retaliation is still at work. And whenever there is no such cause of action, and we were thinking of disarmament in the public discourse, and that is the time that Thawai village incident happens. There is gunshot from automatic rifle and firing of mortar. Now, once again, you see from where mortar is coming. That's a very big question. Whether bodies are mutilated or not is a later question. But the mortars have been fired there. Everyone has heard and seen the shells of mortar. This is extremely worrying. And it also can be seen how helpless these victims were themselves. So you see, there is a certain kind of a process of ambushing, a process of mutilating, a process of creating a huge sense of fear. Fear in the power that the dominant group has. Given that sense of power, how would an wounded MLA like Bhanjajin Balte, who is still convalescing in Delhi hospital, how would he attend this assembly session? He cannot attend assembly session because he is not able to walk on his feet. So you can imagine the kind of injury, the kind of psychological violence, the kind of intimidation, the symbolic act of violation of the body. As you are referring to Africa, you see, in Africa, bodies are mutilated, body parts are sundered and celebrated in Africa. Now, you see, we cannot relegate ourselves to that kind of a situation. It's a democratic country. Well, one can understand there could be some retaliation, but retaliation reached its maximum. And once again, state is not able to create that atmosphere of peace and security. And yet the assembly is called after creating insecurity. Now, when the government is convening the assembly, there should have been this semblance of security. It is all marred by this kind of an incident. You can see who are the victims here. So we have to see the process of victimization.